when the day came and you finally convinced me I didn't have you anymore, and he did, I did a strange thing. I asked someone who probably doesn't even believe in me to watch over you. She's a stone lost child. Lord, you know she doesn't know what's right.
So here we go. I want to do this. I'm going to switch over to my camera, and I'm going to go. I think this just freezes my face when I talk. So here's our piece of paper, right? I'm going to sort of square it up, and right, there's our piece of paper. I don't fit all in frame. So let's just say from, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4. This little fourth little loop right here. I'm just gonna slowly just draw a straight line. To draw a straight line, there's this thing called ghosting, and you just sort of draw your hand, make your line super light. I'm gonna make a rectangle. I'll show you where I'm going with this. I'm going with this. These will be our notes today. So we're gonna make just a rectangle, just set inside the window of the frame. So I got a nice horizontal line. Now here's the deal. I'm a righty, so what I do is I turn my page a little bit, the right corner up a little bit, so I can just be natural. Otherwise, I get my arm and I kind of like, so I do that. If you're a lefty, do I have any lefties here? Shout out. Lefty, yes? No?
Yes.
Yeah. Marcus, you're lefty.
Yeah.
So, me.
All right, so here's the deal. For you, drawing is great, all right? Like, you have been punished all your life because you have to write and push your pencil across the paper while all the other righties, while you watch your classmates, all the right-handed people, focus, here we go. All the right-handed people are like pulling, oh, pull, pull, pull. You're like push, 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 right? Awesome for you. All right, for you, you're just gonna tilt it a little bit and you're just gonna pull across. My left is pretty rough, but I'm still okay. So I'm gonna do another one. I kind of wanna do like maybe the same amount of distance here, the same distance here, and I'm just gonna pull. See, that's not bad, and I'm a righty. All right, so you're going from, the lefties are going from right to left, righties are going from left to right. All right, let's do this again. Same space. I want a little more space on this side. That's where my notes are gonna go. And on the bottom, I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 rings up. I like to have a little bit more air space on the bottom. Make it a little more airy. All right, that's not perfect. Keep it super, super, super light. That's what we wanna do. All right, next thing. We're gonna go to the middle of the middle of the page. Like my pencil sharpener. All right, and I'm gonna write, really small. Let's get as small as you can. Small actually keeps things, when you're writing, keeps things neat. So right in the middle, I'm just gonna say, and I also, for me, if I wanna keep things neat, I use caps, pencil notes. Yes?
What line? I didn't see the lines we're drawing because it's kind of.
We just made a rectangle around the page, sort of inset from the edges. Just keep it super light. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 gives you enough space. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. So those are the horizontal lines, and just about the same kind of distance on the sides. Okay, super light though. All right, back to our notes. So we're going in and out of focus, but just play along. So you guys just shout out if you don't see anything. I appreciate that. Shout out if it's not in focus. There we go. Let's try to keep this in focus. All right. So I would just say, Writing small, super, I'm gonna even say it, super neat, tiny writing. Just good. These are gonna be like your fancy notes, right? So here's the deal. Pencil. This pencil, all right. I would defy anybody to find a better tool. The pencil is like the tool that you start with. It's the thing that gives you the idea. It's the thing that you loose sketch, that you refine, that gives you structure. It's the thing that put the glasses on your face. It's the thing that put the shoes on your feet. It's the first thing somebody touched when they built your bed, built your car, built your house, built your package of gum, whatever it is. It was this thing that started it all, right? This thing is wicked awesome. Get a little goosebumps. I can actually, they're not full blown, but a little bit. So the different types of pencils, oh, there's a bunch, but we kind of have two types of pencils. We have H pencils and we have B pencils. H is for soft. Nope, my bad. H makes more sense. H is for hard, right? H, hard, okay, got it. And then B is for, take a guess. Somebody shout it out.
Bold. I don't know.
No, bold would make sense, right? Or
Black.
One.
Soft.
yeah, because the word soft starts with a silent B, right? Is that, I think, that's what I'm thinking. Besoft. You don't say besoft, you say soft. So it is a silent B? There's no B. I don't understand. I don't know. It's a mystery that I have yet to solve. I could probably go do a little research and figure it out, but sometimes mysteries in this world are just nice to have. All right, so right in the middle of the hards and the softs, the H and the Bs, is what I call the Goldilocks of the pencils. The HB pencil. And the HB pencil is like the beds in the cottage of the bears, not too hard, not too soft, but just right. That's right. I said just right. Right here in your hands, right? If you went and, this pencil right here, this number 2 pencil is an HB pencil. So this pencil right here is the perfect pencil. This is also the pencil. Without this pencil, up until maybe last year, maybe this year, we'll see what happens. But if you were going to get a big high-paying job because you went to some fancy college, this is the pencil that got you into that college. Well, maybe not this exact one. Well, first of all, you're not in college. But when other people, this could have been the thing that got them in, because what you do with this pencil is you go into college boards and sit down in a chair. I think that's why they call it the SAT, because you got to sat down and do that. And you take the circles and you fill in the circles. So I just want to show you like that right there. Let's do that. That's pretty nice. That's nice and smooth and dark. That's why they like that. So the interesting thing about the pencils, they have numbers. So this is a number 2 pencil, but it doesn't have to do with anything. This is, I don't know why, it's just called a number 2. That's like the name. But if you get an H pencil, it'll be a 2H, 4H, 6, 8, 10, it goes up. 2, 4, 6, 8 is kind of like the range that people deal in. And the higher the number of the pencil, the more intrinsic it is to the nature of the pencil. So if you get a 2H pencil, it's softer than an 8H pencil. 8H is harder than 2. An 8B pencil is softer than a 2B pencil. So here, I didn't give these to you, but I have a 4H pencil here, and I'm gonna make a little circle under here, and I'm gonna color it in with the same sort of pressure as I did with that one. And you can really see the difference. This is just a 4H, and you can really see the difference between here and here. Now, right? You can see that, right? Yeah, yeah. Here I have a 4B pencil. Let's do this. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, already, I just made one circle, and look how soft. It's like a crayon. Oh, it's so smooth and waxy. Oh, it's like you just want to like start chewing on it and eating it. But you wouldn't want to do it before, because before they were made out of lead, and lead is poisonous. Now they're made out of graphite and not poisonous, but not good to consume either, I don't think. All right, so this is kind of where we're at with you know, the types of pencils that you can have. The thing that works well about pencils is you kind of, I think typically when people start using pencils, and especially in school and so forth, you know, you just want to draw these hard lines when you're sort of the beginning, or you're starting off with your art, or, you know, even when you're a younger artist, maybe. People like to draw like we just drew here, like we were writing, right? I'm writing, I'm drawing, it's all the same. The thing that's nice about a pencil is like its sensitivity. And talking a little bit about the tool itself, there's a story about how, here, we're gonna do a quick share screen real quickly. I think that's a good thing to do. There's a story about the space race with Russia and the US, and they had a hard time using pens in space because there is ink, right? And ink flowing doesn't work in space because there's no gravity, right? So what they did is this company Fisher spent $1 million back in 1964, 62 or something like this, developing a pen that could write in 0G. And it was the space pen, and they did it. And it's this thing of beauty, right? It was, look at this thing. All right, this wasn't actually the original one, but like, this is sort of what it looks like. It's like a capsule, and it has this, you take off this thing and it comes off and it goes in the back. I mean, and you can write in it in like, you know, sub-zero temperatures, like minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit to over 250 degrees. Listen, how are you going to write in 250 degrees? I guess if it's stuck in some heating place and it's hot, and it'll survive. So that's what America does. That's their, and they go, okay, so this is the deal. This is what we use. We use the, and Russia all of a sudden is like, yeah, we just use a pencil, you know? So I think the idea is brilliant in its concept. You know, I did a little more research on it, and it is a little bit more beneficial to have a pen. You don't want your pencil to break and little bits of it to fly around, and plus it's wood and it's combustible and blah, blah, blah. But you know, I like the simplicity of the idea. Yeah, we just use a pencil. I think that's brilliant. That's a little story. All right. So what I want, getting back to like using this tool, this perfect tool, I want you guys to start to really work on, and this is something you're gonna hear a lot from me, light and loose. So this has with trying to keep your pencil line super light. I'm barely touching the paper. If I just graze the paper, it really leaves a little bit of a mark, right? You can barely see it, but there's like this mark that kind of goes there like that. But I can see it with my eyes. On the computer screen, maybe not as much so. So I want to try this thing where to draw a perfect straight line, we want to try what they refer to as ghosting. And ghosting is where you hover your pencil. And so what I mean by this? I means I get my hand in sort of like a writing, we're gonna use a writing, holding your hand like in writing form. And I'm just gonna go over the top of the paper where I'm gonna do my line. We're gonna make a bunch of lines going this way, but I can use this finger to rest on the paper and just sort of go like this. And then I'm just gonna hover, 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 ghost, 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 and then draw a straight line, right? And I want to do this as light as I can, okay? So let's do this. And the other thing is, I'm going to just show you real quickly. Try not to do this with your hand, not with your fingers, right? Not with your wrist, but your whole arm. Like imagine your whole arm is like cast, is like, you know, it's frozen in a cast or a block of ice or something, you can't move it. And you ghost, 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 and you just sort of like lightly go over. So if you look at this, just because I was ghosting over top, those lines are pretty straight, right? Because I got my whole arm and I'm just barely touching. So let's see how light your lines are. So by contrast, I'm gonna ghost, 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 and this time I'm really gonna press harder. So you can see the big difference. This is sort of what I want for you guys to try. Try to get to this even lighter. I mean, if you can make things like super, super, super light, I think that's where you want to be. All right. All right. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? We're all hanging in there? All right. I'm going to take that as a yes. No response is affirmative. If somebody starts shouting out, I'm going to take that as they need attention, right? Which is fine. Please shout out, you guys, if you have a question or if I'm going too fast or whatever. All right. So the next thing we want to do is talk about value. How do we create value? We create value through shading. Oh, hold on. Somebody. I want to get rid of this. I don't want any more chatting. I want to get more. I want to chat. I don't want chat. Seems like somebody was trying to get in to the meeting because I heard boop, boop. Is everybody here? Do we miss it? Oh, here we go. Luca. All right. All right. Luca, you back with us?
Yeah, I just lagged out. Sorry.
Okay, you don't have to apologize, man. Happened to me last week. How much did you miss? Does your page sort of look like this?
Yeah, just without the lines.
All right. So we just did ghosting, ghost, 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 and line, line, line. All right. I'm taking a video of this, so if you guys need to go back and refer to this and skim through stuff and find it, it should be there. All right. So the thing with value and shading is it has to do with pressure, pencil pressure. Let's use alliteration. Pencil pressure. That's some. I think pressure is spelled with 2 S's. At least I'm gonna spell it like that today, like that. All right. So here's the deal. Let's just try this. I'm gonna take my pencil. We're gonna do this in stages, and I'm holding it like I'm writing. All right. And let's just try to see how well we can shade. I'm gonna start heavy, and then I'm going to slowly let off the pressure so I've got this thing in the way. So as I want to evenly sort of fade it out to nothing. All right, that's not too bad. Not great. What you can see are all these sort of lines that are there. That's because I'm holding the pencil at a point. So I call these things, like the way I'm holding this pencil right now is like the way you might write with a pen or a pencil. and I call this sort of like dart style, like you're gonna throw a dart, right? Like if you ever played the game darts and you throw darts, right? That's dart. And if you've ever been in prison and you had to make a shank, you'd hold your shank like this. So I call this shank style. Anybody been in prison, made a shank and held it like this before? John, Eyes, how was your experience? Did it work out well for you?
Pretty well.
Pretty well. Good. Well, I'm glad you made it back okay. And I hope it was just a big misunderstanding. All right. No harming people. Feel all of a sudden I had to put a disclaimer in there, I think. So why are we holding it shank style? What we're trying to do is it's like basically putting the pencil on the piece of paper. And if I push down, there's this angle of the pencil, right? That I want to get the most surface area from here to here touching the paper. So I'm also at this weird angle right here because I'm trying to show you guys. And there's different ways. I can hold it like this as long as I'm getting the pressure down. I can hold it like this, right where I have my finger down. You can hold it shank style. The shank style, actually, to tell you the truth, is not the best. I kind of recommend putting your finger on it. Or as long as you get it down to the surface, you can also hold it sort of like this. I had an AP student last year, really fantastic artist, but they held the pencil like this and would draw everything, and wow, great results. So it's not like, you can find different ways to do it, but I want to show you this. All right, so let's try it this. Put that pencil down and you'll see, I'm gonna go heavy pressure and I'm just gonna lighten off a little pressure, all right, it kind of faded out on me. There we go. All right, it happens so much quicker, right? Before, when I was using the point, it's like I had to do, I don't even know. It looks like 5 times as many lines. This one was just like blah, 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 and I'm done. All right. So this was, all right, what do we call that? This is, well, we'll go down to the bottom. What I'm going to show you right now is kind of the proper way, the way that if you wanted to get perfect shading, perfect value, you would use this technique. And it is basically, I didn't even put it. You want to layer value. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to go super light, and I'm just going to shade and get super light that way before I even get to the end, right? Then I'm going to go back a second time and do it again, and I'm overlapping. Each time I do this, I'm overlapping the last stroke, and I'm going to go back again. So what you will see is you are, maybe the first time, because you're going so light, you can see a little bit of white in the paper, right? There's this tiny little bit of whites that you can see, like, here, 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 these little bits of white. That's what they call the tooth of the paper. This paper has a little bit of a bump to it, right? You can get super smooth paper, and that's one thing, but this has a little bit of a tooth to it. And these bumps are going to show up if you're being really light. But if I'm going back and I'm shading layer, 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 it's going to eliminate it's going to fill in all of those bumps, and it will be a lot smoother than the ones above. This one, so it should look, you should be able to see a distinct difference. This one has a lot of lines. This one still has some lines, but it's softer. This one, it just looks like a smooth blend, right? Smoother blend. I think back in the day when they would have advertisements for cigarettes, they called them smooth tasting. Like, dude, what is smooth about a cigarette? I never smoked a cigarette in my life. My mom smoked when I was younger, and I was disgusted then, and she quit, and I didn't. I don't know. I couldn't. But smooth tasting, I don't know. All right, so really quickly, what do we have? We have the shank style. Shank style, that's where, the shank style is this, where we just blend. Let's just try it real quick. Do it like this and fade it. See how quick that works? So much quicker than the dart style. And they're just different ways that you could, that you can also draw. Not that these are wrong, these are just different, okay? So, all right, moving right along. What's that? That was from the Muppet movie, right? Anybody got that song, right? Did I have that right? Oh, fine, I'll look it up later though. All right, so I'm gonna turn my pad a little bit. It's gonna be easier for me to get this next part down. So I just rotate your pad whatever makes it feel more comfortable. Lefties, you're gonna be turning it this way probably. Righties, you're gonna be turning it this way. Whatever makes it easier. All right, so I wanna do, let's do ghost circle, space ghost circle. All right, so what, the ghost, remember the ghosting? We did it with the lines already. Now the trick is to do it with a circle. So same thing, like I was talking about before, how we had, focus, how I don't want you to do like with your little hand, with your fingers, not with your wrist, but your whole arm. You can actually, I put my hand on my shoulder and I can feel my hand on my shoulder and I can move, I feel my whole arm moving, right? I don't feel it if I do this. So, get a circle going. Hover above, make it about like a circle about the size of a quarter, right? So you see how smooth, I mean, it's not a perfect circle because there's a lot of lines, but it's pretty good. Better than if I tried to make my circle like, just freehand like that. That part sort of indented and this part is too, and you know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't give me a way to sort of fix it. I can't fix it. Here I can sort of be like, oh yeah, that seems more right and that's more right, and I can kind of, maybe I can just sort of shape this up a little bit. All right, I'm making it worse. All right, but you get the idea. All right, I want to give you just a little bit more. Let's do another circle. Let's do a ghost circle over here. And I want to keep it super, super, super light. Okay? And by doing this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a little light line in the back. And that's going to give me, this is going to pretend it's the tabletop. And what's going to happen is I'm going to shade, the light is going to be coming from this. This is the light source. Light. You guys all staying with me? Am I going too fast? Just let me know. Shout out. Okay, great. And since this is the light, the darkest part is going to be on the opposite side of this. This is going to be the darkest part. And actually, there's going to be a shadow kind of coming around this way. Right? So we draw a little ellipse circle shadow. Right? That's supposed to be from the sphere. And this is cylindrical, right? Or spherical, sorry. Spherical. So I got like spheres going this way, and there's an ellipse happening this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of like make, just from this way this is going, this is the way my shadow is going to go. It's going to go like this. I want to keep it really light though. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade shank style my background and the foreground, tabletop. And I'm gonna make my shadow, get that a little darker. I'm not going, remember how I'm gonna be layering my value, right? I'm gonna be layering my value. So I'm not gonna go super dark altogether. I'm just gonna lightly start to shade this stuff. So the nice thing to do, if I was really gonna be super sensitive to this, I kind of wanna have, I could have slight lines going around that would sort of show, use lines to sort of show form. But I'm just gonna use value right here to sort of show the light here on this one. So I want the background to be darker. Anything that's dark wants to go back into space. So if I want my object, which is the subject, which is the ball here, if I want this to really pop, come forward in the space, I'm just gonna make a darker background because dark will recede, and that means the light wants to come forward, and it's going to give this illusion that it's popping forward. So when you are shading, what you want to do is you want to make it look realistic. You want to eliminate all of the contour lines. I'll explain that a little bit more in a second. But basically, any line that's here, you want to kind of get rid of. All right, I'm going to pretend like the table is a little lighter, and then I'm going to shade. Maybe I'm even going to turn this a little bit around so I can sort of get at it a little bit better. The bottom part is going to be darker. And I'm going to sort of shade my ball a little bit, or my sphere, and sort of slowly build up the value. Build it up, build it up. What did Thomas say? Was Thomas the Tank Engine? What was his song? Maybe Bob the Builder? I don't know. We didn't watch, my kids didn't watch Bob the Builder. I think that was a little bit later than my son, and McKay would have been interested, but we just didn't have it. And Thomas the Tank Engine, he wasn't into it. I don't know why. It's fine with me. All right, and I'm gonna make more shadow, like I'm gonna sharpen this edge a little bit. And let's see, this is gonna be darker. Build. All right, you guys know, what's happening. You guys can work on this a little bit. Maybe not the best, but you get the idea. And I think I'm gonna make the background even darker. It's just gonna help that really pop out. And I kind of switched to a dart move, which was maybe bad. I think I just really wanted to stick with using my shank hold. I don't know. That's a term I developed. I really should learn if there's a proper term for holding this, but there's gotta be, somebody's gotta say something at some point about this stuff. All right. Anyway, bottom is darker. I mean, if we were gonna get really into this, we'd have like a little reflection maybe happen at the bottom, and this is just little basic notes. All right, so I think that's a good thing just to play with. Maybe not the best drawing, but you guys get the idea. All right, so what you wanna do to really get the shading accurate is eliminate all contour lines. That's a U. So basically what this is, when you start off, oh, wow, that was really bad. Oh my God, and I'm just keep drawing it like it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. All right, whatever, who cares? This is not the major point here. All right, so what you start off with, say you start off with just a line drawing. This is a contour line. It's just like a cartoon drawing, right? This does not exist in the real world. If I hold up, oh, I don't have something. Well, let's just say, all right. So say if I have my finger here, right? We look at my finger and we're gonna say, I'm gonna draw my finger and it goes like this, and then it has a fingernail, and that's what my finger looks like, right? Well, the thing is, it's not just lines. This edge right here, really, it's just darker here and it's lighter there. And that's what we do. So if you want to create the illusion that this is something that exists in real life, what we have to do is we have to shade this, and we have to pick one side of this line that's going to be darker. Well, it's darker on this is the contour line. It's darker on this way. So I'm going to shade, oops, I'm going to shade from here going this way. And it seems like, is it darker? Oh, so it's darker here. So I'm going to shade here. Now I went really dark really quick. So, and this is this, and that's that. And there's a little fingernail, and I can just, so if I look closer and I look closer and I closer, there's going to be all this shading going on, and that's going to be the thing that's going to make it look more realistic, right? I'm going to just do this really quickly. And that shades this way. And the background is just a little lighter. I don't know. That's a horrible drawing, but that's what we're going to use. All right. So same thing here. Like you want to eliminate the contour lines. I'm going to say it's darker on the outside of the sphere. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I think I want to shade the whole thing because it's not pure white. So I'm going to shade it like this, and then I'm going to shade around the exterior edge. I'm going to take that edge and I'm going to shade away. Shade away, shade away. I don't know if these actually, I'm referencing some real song or if it's just me pretending there's a song like that. I don't know. Oh my goodness, it's getting so bad. All right, late in the day drawing, maybe. I'm also drawing from this weird angle. I don't know. Ask me a little bit, I'll come up with some more excuses. All right, so listen, this is not the only way to show form. You can use line to show form, like contour line. Like if I was gonna do a sphere, another bad wonky drawing, doesn't matter. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna say the light is coming this way, same deal. I'm still gonna have this semicircle shape. All right, I'm really setting some bad examples here. All right, and this is what you do if you wanted to use the premise of Renaissance drawing. You use line to show form. So I'm gonna have this line come down the middle because this is sort of opposite of the light source. And as we go around this form, right? As we go around this form, we're gonna slowly start to arc our lines to make it look like it's round, right? So this kind of comes like this and it goes like this, right? So I'm first starting with this one, I'm gonna go halfway with this one, and I'm gonna go halfway in between there and there. You see what I'm saying? This one's really curved and then it comes in, and then it gets a little bit curved, but not as, little less curved than this. So same thing here. And that, just by drawing those lines, it gives the illusion in 2D that it has form, that it has, you know, you can feel this. So we can even do lines that go this way, and then they'll slowly start to sort of soften up. And then by the time they get in the middle, then they're sort of, they would start to arc this way. But you can only see like, right? That would be straight, and then it goes like this, this, all right? And you can sort of break up these lines a little bit, and then you can also get them heavier. So you're kind of doing this, and you're doing this, and this is what we call cross-hatching. To show form. All right, not a great drawing, but you get the idea. All right, how's everybody doing? Everybody okay? We have, oh man, it happened so fast. We only got 5 minutes? Oh, all right, I got you. This is what we're gonna do. I can just get us to this point. I sort of outlined everything. Let's try to really make some beautiful straight, I'm gonna ghost, and I'm gonna make a straight line that goes down like this. I'm gonna ghost, I'm gonna turn my paper. I'm gonna ghost, and I'm gonna do this. Ooh. Not perfect, but good enough. So we're gonna make our final drawing in here. So our final drawing is gonna be 9 circles. So let's do this. Let's lightly ghost a line down the center. Keep it super light. Then I'm going to divide it in half this way. And then I'm going to divide that half in half and then that half in half. So I have 1, 2, 3 horizontal lines. And this is the middle, so it just sort of shows me like where I'm going to put the first one. So right over this intersection, right, this is going to be my first circle. Right, then I'm going to do another circle here, another circle here. I don't know, what is that, 2 inches? Maybe they're like 2 inches or something like that. I'm going to do another circle. Another circle. So you can see how my circles are really nice and loose, and I'm keeping them really light. And this helps me try to get them as close to the same size as possible. All right, I'm going to book it because we only got a few minutes. So inside each one of these circles, I'm going to do 2 dots. We'll start in the middle. And 2 dots. They look like in this Y configuration, right? I'm going on this like horizontal axis too, like where do those dots go, right? I can go on a vertical axis and sort of just check above where they are as well. Oops. All right. At this point, I'm going to switch over to the one I did in the morning. I'm going to do it, you know, Martha Stewart style or cooking show style, where you prepare the turkey and all of a sudden you put the turkey into the top oven and you pull out a fully developed turkey out from underneath the top oven, right? All right, I'm not full turkey here yet. This is not done. But what I do have are some approaches. I don't want you to think necessarily these are faces, right? You can consider these as, you know, just shapes, right? Here, this is just contour line and cross hatching. You can do anything with these circles, but what I want you to do is really develop the circles and the background, okay? So we'll put that at the bottom of ours. We'll say, develop circles and the background. So whatever kind of lines you want to use scribbly lines, you want to use these kind of lines. If you just want to make value with your stuff, if you're going to make it geometric, organic, whatever. But all I'm looking for is to have you have a completely finished page. Like, you know, this one, there's some value going on. This one has line, but you could be like, oh, what happens if I just do sort of this, and then I do this, and then I do, oh no, what am I doing? Oh, and then I got this, and then that one's a thing, and then that one's a thing. And is that a thing? I don't know. They're all things, lots of things. You don't want this thing. Is this a triangle? That's a triangle. Like, let yourself just sort of play, just see where this stuff takes you. All right, I'm getting kind of, I need to focus on this. All right, something's happening. We'll see what turns into this. All right, it's 3:01. Are there any questions? I think at this point, I mean, you know what happens? I think I figured out what happens. We actually have 10 minutes less than the other classes, than the right? Because we finish at 3. That's correct, right? Right? I think so. Anybody? Everybody? Somebody? I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Luca. Very good. Whew, that was it. I will make sure if you're missing supplies, I sent everybody an email. Respond to me, respond to me just with your name and what you are missing, what you need. So you're supposed to have a sketchbook and you're supposed to have a white plastic bag that's sealed with materials in it. So you guys get those two things. And if you're missing both or one of them, email me back with your name and your address. I'm going to need your address because I plan on driving around the city and pretending I'm Santa Claus. Okay?
I have a question. Is this homework, or like should we just take a picture and send it to you?
Yeah. So I want you guys to develop this as much as possible. I'm not going to try to get. I want real development out of these. So see how far you get for next class. I'm not going to have it due till, I don't know, maybe we can do some more at the end of next class, but I got some other stuff kind of geared up for. So see what you can do with this. And then it's going to be due not next class, but the class after. Okay? Right on. All right, you guys, any other questions before we leave? We're a few minutes overdue, but
what did you write underneath the sketchbook? You write develop something.
oh, yeah, develop circles and background. So that means
Thank you.
you develop the faces, if you want to call them faces, and then develop the faces, and then you do the background as well. Just geek out on this stuff. Use what you have in your notes around your page to really develop the middle of the paper. Sound cool? All right. That was a lot of me talking today. So you guys are always good, and I went through your stuff, and there looks like some of you guys got some good stuff rolling so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys got going on for me. Any questions before we leave?
Oh yeah, so how do you want us to submit this again?
Thank you. Good question. So we have the shared folder, right? So once this is done, and so Chloe, hopefully you already took a picture of your workspace and a perfect picture, which was sort of like how you take a perfect picture of the 2-minute self-portrait we did last class. And you take pictures of those things and submit it to your shared Google folder, which would be Thorpe, Chloe, Art12, B8.
Wait, is this in school? Wait, this isn't in Schoology, right?
No, it isn't in Schoology. It's in your Google Drive.
Oh, okay.
So, and thank you for reminding me though. So I don't want you guys to submit to Schoology because I get like for every one submission to Schoology, I get 2 emails. So that's I have 80 students, so that's potential 160 emails that I get from just being notified. So unlike it would be for other classes, probably most of your classes are like that. For me, I have you guys take pictures of everything, and that's why I'm requesting that you put everything in this shared Google folder. That's all you gotta do. Take pictures, look on Schoology for what you need to do for the assignment, do the assignment, take a picture of it, and stick it in your shared Google folder. And that's all I want you guys to do. Cool? Great. All right. I'm gonna cut you guys loose, and you're welcome to I'll hang out for a few more minutes if you have any more questions. I like how everybody's still here. That's so nice. Nobody wants to leave. Is this like the old joke? Like, no, you say goodbye. No, you say goodbye. You say goodbye. You say goodbye. Is that what we're doing right now? Is that what's happening? This is a game of chicken. Who's gonna hang up first? Who's gonna cut off first? All right. Does anybody have any other questions? I'm gonna say goodbye first. I'm gonna end if you.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I kind of messed up setting up the circles. I did like 2 circles, then 2 circles instead of 3 across.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Just add another. Can I just add like another 2 circles at the bottom, or?
So
redo it.
Do this, because this is the great thing about pencil. And hopefully what I want you guys to do is, this is like an exercise that will help you. I want you to develop getting a really light hand. So like I was saying at the beginning, light and loose. That I'm gonna put a lot of emphasis on light and loose. So hopefully your pencil wasn't too heavy. And if it is, maybe it's not the end of the world, but maybe go back and try to draw. Like if I drew a circle that was like right here, right? So you can see, like, I just drew that circle right in here. Well, I might be able just to sort of incorporate that into my design. So you can kind of do that sort of thing. And maybe I'm gonna, now maybe I'll shade this. So maybe you can work with it. And if you can't work with it, then you can soften it with an eraser, right? I don't know if you want to use this eraser. I didn't even talk about next class's eraser. Kind of would, I mean, ideally it would have been great today, but you know. And if you want to do some extra blending, you can use your finger. If you have a tortillon, which is like a blending stick, it's just a bunch of paper rolled up that has a sharpened edge on it. That will blend for you, all that sort of stuff. We didn't even talk about all that. I just wanted to keep it just what we could do with the pencil today. No, I didn't even talk about eraser. So see what you can do with no eraser. Just see what you can do. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
You really can't, there's not, I'll tell you how I'm gonna grade this. First of all, I wanna see all the notes that we took today. I wanna see that around the perimeter of your page. Then I kind of wanna see just how you develop things. If you use we didn't even talk about grades. This is the way I grade. Most students, if you do the work, you hit all the bullet points and the assignment requirements, you got a B, really loose. You get an A if you take it and you develop it a little further. Then you're in the A range. C, basically you missed some point, you missed some of the information, you didn't really follow it, you know, or you ignored it. You know, if you're getting a D, you're hardly doing the work. So I'm not a hard grader, but what I do initially is I grade a little bit.
Is it gonna happen again?
What's that?
At least
Yup.
it's at the end of class.
Yeah, we're done. You guys can cut out. But I'm happy to talk to you about grades, and I'll give you more information about that next time. Okay? We'll discuss grades. All right. Any other questions for next class?
I have a question about last class.
Sure.
Because I submitted my pictures through Schoology. Should I like also submit them through the other thing because you updated it?
Yes, I will. I don't even want to look at Schoology, to tell you the truth. The only time I look at Schoology is just to type in what the assignments requirements are. So I want you guys to take pictures and submit it into the shared Google folder.
Okay.
Okay, John? And because Schoology, like I said, I get 160 emails if you guys submit to Schoology. So I don't even want you to submit to Schoology. One-stop shop. Just take pictures, stick it in the folder, you're done. Cool? You guys are still hanging out. It's like I don't want to erase you all. I feel I got this sort of yeah. I'm having a God complex right now. I feel like if I push a button, you all disappear. It's like it's like a Thanos thing or something. I don't know what's going on. All right. Any other questions? I'm gonna stop recording for sure.